Welcome back to another episode of Accreditation Unlocked, where we take the mystery out of accreditation and give you practical insights that helps your institution not just meet the standards, but thrive in the process. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Clough, and today we're diving into a topic that sits at the very heart of both strategic planning and successful accreditation: stakeholder engagement. When we talk about accreditation, we often focus on data, compliance, and reporting, the nuts and bolts. But what often separates a smooth accreditation journey from a difficult one is the degree to which institutions engage their people. That means faculty, staff, students, trustees, and even community partners. Accreditation is not just an administrative exercise. It's a reflection of your institution's mission, culture, and priorities. And the only way to ensure that those are authentic and effective is to involve the voices that shape them. So in this episode, we'll explore why stakeholder engagement matters, who to involve, how to do it effectively, and how engagement strengthens both strategic planning and accreditation outcomes. I'll also share some practical strategies you can use right now to elevate engagement at your institution. Let's get started. My background in strategic planning. From my doctoral research on strategic planning and leadership, I developed a continuum of 5 strategic management types: linear, adaptive, interpretive, expressive, and transcendent. Each type reflects increasing levels of organizational sophistication, from reacting to change to shaping the external environment itself. This framework helps explain why institutions engage stakeholders in different ways. Understanding this continuum is important. A linear institution may treat engagement as a procedural requirement, while an expressive or transcendent institution sees engagement as central to its mission and identity. Recognizing where an institution sits on this spectrum helps explain not only how engagement happens, but why it succeeds or struggles. Why stakeholder engagement matters. Accreditation bodies expect evidence of broad-based participation. This isn't just a box to check. It's rooted in a philosophy. Institutions are communities, and decisions about their future should reflect that communal reality. From a strategic planning perspective, stakeholder engagement builds legitimacy. When staff, faculty, and students see their voices reflected in the plan, they take ownership. They shift from being passive recipients of decisions to active participants. A plan designed in isolation by a handful of administrators might look good on paper, but it often struggles in implementation because buy-in is missing. From an accreditation perspective, engagement demonstrates that the institution is serious about continuous improvement. Reviewers want to see that decisions are transparent, inclusive, and aligned with the institution's mission. A self-study that only reflects senior leaders' perspective is a red flag. A self-study that includes broad input tells a story of shared responsibility. And there's a practical benefit too. Institutions that engage stakeholders often uncover blind spots early. For example, students might highlight issues with advising that faculty didn't realize were so widespread. Community partners might point out workforce needs that could shape curriculum design. Trustees may raise questions about financial sustainability that reshape priorities. By inviting these voices into the conversation, the institution avoids surprises down the road. So stakeholder engagement isn't a nicety, it's essential. Who are the stakeholders? Let's break down the groups that matter most and what each brings to the table. Faculty. Faculty are at the core of academic quality. They understand curriculum, pedagogy, assessment, and research. Their buy-in is non-negotiable. Engaging faculty means tapping into their expertise while respecting their workload. Faculty voices ensure that academic priorities remain central. Staff. Staff members are often the unsung heroes of institutional success. Advising, enrollment, student affairs, IT, facilities, financial aid. These are the offices that shape student experiences day to day. Involving staff provides insight into operations, student support, and institutional efficiency. Students. Students are the reason institutions exist. Too often, they are overlooked in strategic planning. Yet students bring a ground-level view of what works and what doesn't. Their feedback highlights gaps in services, accessibility, and engagement. Accrediting agencies increasingly expect institutions to demonstrate how they capture and act on the student voice. Trustees. Boards of trustees, or regents, bring governance and oversight. They think about long-term sustainability, finances, risk, and alignment with mission. While they don't manage daily operations, their perspective ensures that planning is strategic rather than tactical. Community partners. These include employers, nonprofit organizations, local governments, and alumni. Community partners help institutions stay relevant. They articulate workforce needs, support community engagement, and offer opportunities for partnerships. Accrediting bodies love to see evidence of external engagement because it shows that institutions are outward-looking and mission-driven. When these groups are meaningfully engaged, the resulting plan is more comprehensive, resilient, and aligned with both institutional goals and accreditation standards. The challenges of stakeholder engagement. Now, it wouldn't be fair to talk about engagement without acknowledging the challenges. Time and bandwidth. Faculty and staff already have full plates. Asking them to serve on committees or attending planning sessions can feel burdensome. Representation. It's not possible to include everyone in every discussion. Institutions struggle with ensuring that voices are representative and not just the loudest. Power dynamics. Trustees and senior leaders may unintentionally dominate conversations. Students and staff might feel their input is less valued. Tokenism. Stakeholders can tell when their involvement is performative. If feedback is gathered but ignored, trust erodes quickly. These are real issues, but they can be addressed with intentionality. We'll get into some solutions shortly. Strategies for effective engagement. So how do you actually engage stakeholders in a way that feels authentic, productive, and aligned with accreditation standards? Here are some proven strategies. Number 1, build engagement into the process from the start. Don't add on engagement at the end. From the very beginning of strategic planning or self-study, map out who will be involved, how they will be engaged, and when. Make it clear that input will shape outcomes. Number 2, use multiple modes of engagement. Not everyone participates well in the same format. Faculty might prefer committees. Students might respond better to surveys or focus groups. Trustees may engage through retreats or workshops. Offer a mix: town halls, surveys, working groups, and one-on-one interviews. This diversity ensures broader participation. Number 3, communicate how feedback is used. The biggest mistake institutions make is failing to close the loop. If you ask for feedback, you need to show how it influenced the outcome. That doesn't mean every idea is adopted, but it means acknowledging the input and explaining decisions. Number 4, empower champions. Within each stakeholder group, identify champions who can serve as bridges. A respected faculty member can encourage colleagues to engage. A student government leader can rally peers. A trustee who believes in the process can advocate at the board level. Number 5, leverage technology. Use digital platforms for surveys, idea boards, or collaborative documents. This lowers barriers to participation, especially for busy stakeholders. Number 6, align engagement with institutional mission. When people see how their input connects to mission and values, they understand the stakes. For example, if an institution values community engagement, then including community voices in planning isn't optional, it's mission-driven. Number 7, respect time and contributions. Be mindful of schedules. Keep meetings focused. Provide stipends or recognition when appropriate. Respect builds trust. Engagement and strategic planning versus accreditation. It's worth pausing here to consider the distinction between strategic planning engagement and accreditation engagement. While they overlap, there are some nuances. Strategic planning. The focus is on setting goals, priorities, and direction for the future. Engagement here should be aspirational. What kind of institution do we want to be in 5 years? What priorities matter most? Stakeholders bring vision and creativity to these conversations. For accreditation, the focus is on demonstrating compliance and improvement. Engagement here is more evaluative. How are we doing against standards? Where are the gaps? Stakeholders provide evidence, examples, and reflections that enrich the self-study. But here's the key. When institutions integrate these two processes, they get the best of both worlds. Instead of duplicating efforts, they align strategic planning with accreditation cycles. Stakeholder engagement then serves both purposes. The conversations about vision also feed the evidence of compliance, and vice versa. Practical examples. Let me share a couple of examples from institutions I've worked with. Example 1, faculty-centered curricular reform. One college was revising its general education program. Faculty engagement was critical, so the institution set up cross-disciplinary working groups, hosted open forums, and used online discussion boards. Faculty concerns were taken seriously, adjustments were made, and when the new curriculum rolled out, it had strong faculty support. Accreditation reviewers later praised the process as evidence of shared governance. Example 2, the student voice in strategic planning. Another institution conducted a student survey and held focus groups specifically for strategic planning. Students raised concerns about advising and mental health resources. The plan incorporated those concerns, and when the students saw the changes implemented, institutional trust increased. The accreditor noted the alignment between student input and institutional priorities as a strength. Example 3, community partnerships in workforce programs. A small college engaged local employers in planning new certificate programs. Employers participated in advisory boards, helped design curriculum, and even committed to hiring graduates. The result was a win-win. The community got a skilled workforce, students got jobs, and the accreditors saw clear evidence of mission alignment. These examples highlight how authentic engagement not only improves outcomes, but also strengthens accreditation narratives. Measuring the impact of engagement. Engagement is only meaningful if it leads to impact. So how do you measure whether stakeholder engagement is effective? Participation rates. How many people actually engaged? Was the group representative? Quality of input. Did stakeholders provide substantive feedback that shaped decisions? Implementation evidence. Are there clear links between input and outcomes in the final plan or self-study? Perception surveys. Do stakeholders feel their voices were heard and valued? Accreditor feedback. Did the review team recognize engagement as a strength? Measuring these factors not only strengthens your process, but it also provides concrete evidence for accreditation. Tips for leaders. If you are leading a strategic planning or accreditation process, here are a few leadership tips. Model transparency. Share information openly. Secrecy breeds suspicion. Balance voices. Ensure no group dominates. Facilitate respectfully so all are heard. Anticipate resistance. Some people may be skeptical. Acknowledge concerns and show persistence. Celebrate contributions. Thank people publicly. Recognize committees and individuals. Sustain engagement. Don't make engagement a one-off event. Build it into the culture so it becomes routine. Looking ahead. As higher education evolves, the need for authentic stakeholder engagement will only grow. Students demand to be heard. Communities expect institutions to be partners. Accrediting bodies push for evidence of shared governance and transparency. Institutions that embrace engagement, not as a chore, but as a strength, position themselves for long-term success. Strategic plans built in silos often end up collecting dust. Plans built with broad engagement come alive. They reflect not just leadership's vision, but the collective wisdom of the institution and its community. And that's exactly what accreditors want to see. So to wrap up, stakeholder engagement isn't just about compliance. It's about building trust, ownership, and alignment. It makes your strategic plan stronger and your accreditation narrative richer. Whether you're engaging faculty on curriculum, staff on operations, students on services, trustees on governance, or community partners on relevance, the key is authenticity. Listen, respond, and integrate. The payoff is not only a smoother accreditation visit, but a healthier, more vibrant institution. Thank you for joining me today on Accreditation Unlocked. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe and share it with colleagues who are navigating strategic planning or accreditation. And as always, if you want to dive deeper, check out the Accreditation Collaborative. We provide resources, workshops, and guidance to help institutions like yours succeed. I'm Dr. Ken Clough, and this has been Accreditation Unlocked. Until next time, keep engaging, keep improving, and keep unlocking the potential of your institution.